Joe being the comic relief with him being airsick was really hilarious as well, and I think okay, episode 13 of Digimon Adventure landed, and it was a very interesting episode. It had some remembrance of the episode from the original series of Digimon Adventure of Beamon digivolving into Birdramon for the first time with the Yokomon village and her via Meramon. It reminded me of that quite a bit, but with some more involved things and involving different Digimon and everything. And it reminded me of that quite a lot. But this episode literally gives us a quick recap of what happened with Taichi's team being in that old like weapons factory that we saw them in when we saw Lilymon for the first time in this series. And then it cuts to Yamato's team, and it literally did show them flying over a jungle, and in this jungle we get to see these Fanbimon escaping these Waspmon because they were trying to capture them for this Canonbemon, who was an ultimate level because of the whole, Queen Bee type thing. But at the same time, Yamato starts asks Gabumon at some point if there was the dark essence around the Canonbemon, and there was. So they start attacking, they rescue a few Fanbimon, they make friends with the Fanbimon that I think will become the leader of the Fanbimon they rescued, and everything like that. But Joe ends up getting captured along with Gomamon, and they mistook Joe as garbage because he ended up in a like type of garbage room when he got taken to there, while Gomamon ended up with the other Fanbimon. So they hatch a plan to rescue Joe. During this, we cut to Taichi's team. They were walking up a mountain. Koshiro ends up having trouble connecting with his laptop and everything. So they decide that maybe if they get to a higher point of the mountain, they probably will get better reception. Taichi does the whole joke, what if you whack it, it will work type thing, and Mimi mentions her grandpa, saying that you could get, if you ask my grandpa, he might give you the latest model laptop tablet thing, because we know that her grandpa owns an electrical company. And then it cuts back to Sora and co, and they decide to hatch a plan to rescue Joe because they saw Joe getting captured and everything like that. So they attacked the Waspmon that were capturing the Fanbimon, destroyed all the like sticky nets that were capturing them and freeing them, and they become bait and get captured themselves just so they could get into Canonbemon's main interior to rescue Joe and the other Fanbimon. During this, Yamato helped Gabumon digivolves into Garurumon, and they ended up landing inside, and then during that he digivolves again to where Garurumon and starts fighting up, and they rescue Joe. And during that they break out, and then Sora decided to go back. Yamato joins her, and then they do all the rescuing, and this is where we get to see a nice little change. After the whole rescue, once we saw all the like key elements of the like sign that Yamato was promising, we then get to see some nice little Digivolution sequence. Not as fancy as Taichi's and Yamato's Digivolution sequence, but something really, really interesting that it's somewhat harkens it, because during all this, Sora's like love for protecting things and everything like that pours into her Digivice, so Birdramon could digivolve into Garudamon, and with that they fight Canonbemon and making sure to finally put an end to Canonbemon, with this battle, and it really did show in this sequence. The evolutionary sequence was really, really cool. We saw her just growing, changing formation and everything. It reminds me similar to how Agumon first evolved into Greymon in the first episode of this new reboot, but it was very similar to that, and it was very. After that, they rescued the Fanbimon, they defeated Cannonbimon, and they worked. They went their separate ways, and Yamato and Sora and Co. just continued to go into the destination where they're meant to meet Taichi's team and everything. And next week we get to see Mega Kabuterimon in next week's episode. What I think is really, really good that we get to see Izzy's next thing. So that was the episode. I did enjoy it. It was better than the first Sora Yamato team episode. I did enjoy this more because it focused a lot more on Sora, and I did like that. It was much more of a Sora-centric episode, and it somewhat was a nice change of pace. But I really liked the dynamic that she was getting with Yamato and how well they were like working together, similar in a way that Yamato and Taichi would have worked, but there was a lot of like nice synchronicity here and a lot of planning really involved here, and that really worked well in this episode, and I really did enjoy it that much. With that, the animation was really crisp this time around. Might be not film quality like the earlier episodes, because they were trying to recapture our war game with the earlier episodes, so they tried to give it that like movie quality at the beginning, but it felt the qualities looked a little bit better than the other ones at least, and the animation was always on point, spot on every time. The evolution sequences, like I said, they got to use Gabumon's and Garurumon's evolution sequences for Gabumon going to Garurumon and Garurumon going to Garurumon. We get to see those, so they got to use those in this episode, what was really nice. So it didn't go to waste for an episode. They made sure they included it. That was nice, but I did like the evolution sequence we saw for Birdramon going into Garurumon. Not like, but still, it's not. It's close. It was somewhat close to that evolution sequence that we saw with that Taichi and Yamato get for Agumon and Gabumon, but not quite. But it was close, and it worked really well here with like the flames and everything coming out, and Garurumon using her Shadow Wing to deflect a cannon blast from Cannonbimon was really well done. I think it was really cool to see that in the animation process. I think that was really well animated there, and everything, and the episode just flowed really well to the point where it was just a fun episode this time around. And definitely with the whole Joe being the comic relief with him being airsick was really hilarious as well. And I think that was another thing that really came up to me as well. But other than that, this episode was really, really great. Like always, comment down below what you liked and didn't like about this episode down in the comment sections below. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. See ya. Okay guys, that was another great episode for Digimon Adventure 2020. I really did enjoy it, and hopefully you guys as well. You can check out whatever appears on the screen here of my playlist for Digimon Adventure, and you can also check out my other videos on my channel as well if you want to as well. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification just to keep up to date with all my videos in the near future. And if you're a current subscriber and you're viewing this, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It will go a long way as well. So don't forget to do all that, and I'll see you next time later on today with the chapter reviews for Mission Yozakura Family and Burn the Witch Chapter 2. So see you then. Bye bye for now. See ya.